Good morning, everyone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it got started. Hello, everyone. Jenilee and I, Angela, are back today to do another exercise program. It's a chair yoga session. As always, I want you to just take your time and do what you can do. Don't push into pain or discomfort, just a gentle stretch. Today is a little more challenging in the sense that we're going to do some standing exercises, making sure you have a sturdy chair and that you feel comfortable doing the exercises and be safe when you're doing them, of course. Today's affirmation is, I can do this. And so today, think I can do this as we work through the session.
Awesome. Thanks, Ange. Yeah, so like Ange said, we're going to try getting out of the chair in a little bit. But as you can see, the first difference is we're actually going to do it from the side today. And so set your sturdy chair up to the side. Ange will show a couple of the moves from the front, but we'll just move through today. And today it's going to be a little playful as we try something a little different. And as we move through it, just remember today's affirmation, I can do this. And so let's just start here in a seated position, feeling both of our sits bones on the chair, strong into the chair, a nice tall posture. Remember that time we talked about having a string up through us and through the top of our heads, pulling us up nice and tall. And we're going to start with a leg lift. We've been here before. So one leg up and just moving at a pace, going from one leg to the other. Going back and forth.
If it's uncomfortable, don't worry about going totally straight. Just go as far as you can.
Yeah, you might leave your knee bent. You might not, they might be straight but not come up as high. And maybe you're coming up, you're lifting your leg like I am and you'd like a little more. And so a little bit of an advanced option would be to grab your leg either under your thigh, under your calf, and again you can keep your leg bent or maybe you straighten it. And this is more of a held stretch. So you want to hold this maybe for a few seconds. And you'll see Ange is just working through the other option of staying a little lower. You might even just want to stretch with your heel on the floor. So lots of options today. We'll just stay here for a few moments so you can experiment a little and see what feels good for you. Maybe you try one and maybe you try grabbing under your thigh and you realize, ooh, that doesn't feel so good for me. So go back to something that makes you feel comfortable. It's all about what makes you feel good today as we get a little playful on the chair. Great. Now with both feet on the floor, we're going to move into some hip openers. And so Ange is doing these from the front so you can see what I'm doing from the side. But you're going to put your left leg, your left foot over your right knee. And again, two sit bones strong in the seat, sitting nice and high. And you should feel a nice stretch through your left hip here. And you'll see the option of Ange. She's just crossing her ankles, making the same kind of shape. This is what it would look like from the side, and you're seeing Ange from the front. This would be more of an advanced option to put your leg up here. And an even more advanced option, if maybe you've got your foot on your knee and you're not feeling much of a stretch, would be to put some light pressure on your knee, opening up that left hip. Again, just being gentle, being a little playful. And then we're going to switch sides. And again, finding what feels good for you. Both, oh, I notice one side's a little tighter than the other. Maybe you rock a little bit. I like to rock a little bit, both my sit bones on the chair, but it feels good. And you're seeing Anne showing us the options from the front, knee up on top or ankle at the bottom, crossed, making the same shape at the bottom. You'll feel that stretch through the hip. All right, let's try another hip opener. And so let's try butterfly. And so you'll see Ange from the front, and you're just gonna open up, feet together, posture nice and tall, both sit bones in your chair. And I actually find it helpful to hold on to the chair in front of me, or you'll see Ange is holding on behind.
Yeah, sometimes support through the thighs, Jenilee, might help if it's too stress on the hips.
Awesome. And so here what it would look like from the side, a little bit of support here. Just sitting there, seeing what that's like. Giving a little love to our legs. Maybe give yourself a little leg rub. A little bit of love today. And then helping your legs come back together. Maybe you like to wiggle around a little bit. I like to wiggle once I do some hip openers. It feels loosey-goosey. Let's move into a shoulder stretch now. And so if you've done any of chair yoga with Ange and I before, you'll see that there's some options for this, but my arms are actually gonna go off camera, but I'm actually gonna raise my arms straight up, and you'll see Ange is giving the option of keeping the arms bent or up, or maybe you wanna add a bit of a flow today. We've also done this before if you've joined us, so goddess arms to straight arms. Goddess arms to straight arms. And remember, when I say straight arms, if going straight up doesn't feel good for you, don't do it. Today's about having fun in the chair, and it's always about a nice stretch that feels good for you.
That does feel good through the shoulders.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of juicy love to the shoulders. All right, and so bringing your hands down into your lap, this is where it gets a little wild, everybody. We're actually going to lift out of the chair. And so it might be helpful for you to hang on to the side of the chair, because one thing we want to be sure of, if you're a little unsure about your balance, we want to make sure that you're sturdy. We don't want any falls during chair yoga. And so hanging onto the side of the chair might be helpful. And we're just gonna lift our bum slightly out of the seat and sit back down. Lift our bum and sit back down.
So
and just try that at your own pace.
Of the chair, just kind of holding on to it as I go up a little bit, just a slight lift.
Yeah, and this is just getting us used to the idea of getting out of the chair.
This works a lot of muscles.
Sure does. Let's do one more.
You got the quads, the glutes, all those good muscles that we want to strengthen.
Yeah, I definitely woke up my legs, that's for sure.
It's true.
Okay, so now that we've played a little getting our bums out of the seat, we're actually going to very carefully get up and walk around to the back of our chair. I'm gonna move mine, I think, because my head's gonna get chopped off in the camera. So we're gonna make our way, oh, I'm just gonna fix my camera so I'm not like the headless horseman over here. Hey guys, I'm back.
There you go.
All right, and so standing behind our chair and using the back of the chair to help us stay balanced, we're just gonna play a little bit with bending our knees and standing back up. Bending our knees, standing back up. And do whatever feels good for you. Whatever range of motion feels safe, feels strong. Remember, if you're a little nervous about getting out of the chair, our affirmation today is, I can do this.
So this
okay, we're gonna keep
sometimes with sore knees. So try not, if your knees are sore doing this, keep your knees behind your toes. So you should see your toes when you go down.
Thanks for that, Ange. That's a good reminder. Okay, now we're going to turn up the wild factor one more time, and we're going to practice. We're going to try a little bit of balancing with one foot. And so whatever feels safe and strong for you, you're just going to lift one foot back, get a little bit of a hamstring. You'll notice that my knee is staying slightly bent. Both knees, actually, the one standing on the floor and the one reaching behind. I'm grabbing on nice and tight to the back of my chair for strength and sturdiness, helping me stay steady. Just a little bit of a hamstring lift. And maybe if you want a little more, you'll see my leg is straight and I'm lifting it just a little bit higher. But find the range of motion that feels good for you.
If you have a sore back, try not to arch your back too much when you're doing it. Like, don't overextend it. Just try to keep good posture. Just slightly back will work those glute muscles nicely in the hamstrings.
Awesome. Okay, we're moving near the end, and so if you're feeling brave and want to try this next move, you're going to use one hand on the chair, and you're going to come to face with the chair to your side, and we're going to go into tree pose. And so one hand steady and helping me on the chair. I'm going to turn my hip outward, and I'm going to put my foot, we can start with our toes on the floor, keeping us nice and steady, and Ange is going to stay here in this tree pose. While I show you, if you'd like a little more, you can bring it to your calf. Really standing nice and strong through that leg, using the chair for steadiness. Maybe you'd like to bring your one hand up to your heart. I can do this. Thinking about how playful and a little wild we've been today during chair yoga.
Feels good.
And then you're going to bring your knee forward and put your foot on the ground. And now actually you're going to see the back of me because I want you to put both hands on the chair to help you as you turn around. And we're going to do the other side now. So starting with your toe on the floor. If you'd like a little more, up to your calf. Maybe you bring that hand up to heart. Maybe it just feels good to set it on your leg. Standing nice and strong, like a tree. Bringing your knee forward and down to the ground. Haha, wasn't that fun?
That was good.
Now, we're going to just find our way back to seated position in our chair. You come down, take some nice slow, deep breaths, inhaling the affirmation, I can do this. You did this. Breathing out love. And we're going to end today in our final pose that Ange introduced to us several weeks ago, the hug. It feels good. You know, we gave ourselves a little leg rub. Maybe it's time to give ourselves a little arm rub hug. And again, just taking some slow, deep breaths in. Breathing in love. Breathing out, I can do this. When you're ready, hands in lap. Thanks for joining Ange and I today and being a little playful in the chair. We'll see you next time.
See you guys. Bye.